At the time, I didn't realize this would be one of our last trips together in Korea. We were all busy with classes, projects, and graduation was getting closer, but somehow we still managed to make this trip happen. Looking back now, I'm really glad we did.
Hello everyone, we are going Jeju today.
Jeju baby.
We started the trip just like any other travel day. We were still finishing some work on the train, went through the airport, got on the plane, and after all of that, we finally made it to Jeju and picked up our rental car.
Are they gonna bring it here? Yeah, no.
The first thing we did was eat. We found a Korean barbecue place nearby because everyone was tired from traveling but also just excited to finally be there. After dinner, we walked around for a bit. We didn't really have any plans that evening, so we just explored the area before heading back to the apartment and calling it a day. The next morning started pretty slow. I opened the curtains and everything was so calm outside. We took our time and got ready. There was this really cute road with colorful blocks, the sea in the background, and people already out for their morning run. Our first stop was the rocky coast. The rocks looked almost volcanic and there were little stone stacks everywhere. So of course we had to make a few ourselves. We stayed there for a bit, looking around and seeing all the tiny sea creatures between the rocks.
They're not crabs.
And then we went to Osolog Tea Museum. The tea fields were huge and it was actually really cool watching the harvesting machines move through them. Inside there were different kinds of tea and a cafe, but it was too crowded, so we didn't stay very long. We made postcards instead.
I think I need one more drink.
At some point, we just started running through the tea fields. It was one of those moments that wasn't planned at all. The views were amazing. After that, we stopped for lunch and had naengmyeon, Korean cold noodles, which honestly tasted so good after walking around all morning. Then we went to sheep farm. Yeah, I know it's kind of random, but it was really nice to be there. We bought some carrots, fed the sheep, walked around for a bit.
Oh, they're so cute.
And after that, we went back to the cafe for drinks and ice cream. Before the trip, we started a Bible reading plan together, and that day's reading happened to be about sheep recognizing the shepherd's voice right after we just spent the afternoon feeding sheep. After that, we drove to the next place we were staying. It was right by the coast, so as soon as we arrived, we went straight to the water. Later that evening, we went to a local market. We walked around for a bit, did some shopping, picked up our dinner and bought some Jeju tangerines. Jeju is very famous for its good tangerines. The seller even let us try a few before we chose which ones to buy. Back at the apartment, we had dinner outside. We just sat there, talked for a while, and ended the day like that.
How are you, Ranjita?
I am Hawaii.
The next morning was even slower. I spent some time reading before getting ready. Breakfast was simple, just some Jeju tangerines that I shared with the girls. Before everyone else was ready, I went for a short walk around the neighborhood. I brought a book with me, found a place to sit for a bit, and then walked over the ocean. I wasn't really doing anything, just looking at the water. A few minutes later, my friend DaVinci found me and brought me another piece of tangerine.
What is she bringing? I ate one.
Then we got back on the road. One thing I really loved about driving around Jeju was that we could stop whenever we saw a nice view. So that's exactly what we did. On that day, we visited a forest that was used as one of the filming locations for a Korean drama, Welcome to Samdelli. It was much bigger than I expected. We spent some time walking around, taking photos, of course. Looking back, I think my favorite part wasn't even the places we visited. It was just having a couple of days where none of us were really thinking about university. And of course, we stopped for a coffee. One thing I definitely miss about Jeju is the cafes. I didn't film the rest of the day. At some point, I just put the camera away because I wanted to enjoy the rest of it. So the next clips are already from our last day. The weather looked completely different. It was windy, cloudy. It felt a lot quieter than the days before. Then we had what was probably my favorite meal of the whole trip. And of course, like any proper day in Korea, we went for dessert right after. Before heading back, we picked up a few souvenirs for our families and friends. Then it was time to return the rental car. I think that's when it finally hit me that the trip was over.
Airport.
We still had some time before boarding, so we grabbed something to drink, opened our laptops, and slowly switched back into student mode.
Okay, bye-bye. Hello everyone. Today we have a graduation ceremony. It doesn't feel like it. That's the end, I guess. So sad, but happy at the same time.
Hello.
Hi.
Our right. Our right.
Looking back now, I'm really glad I decided to record all of this. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one.